to H4.
Good morning, or good afternoon, excuse me. So, Galen Norwood, Planning and Building Services Department, this is proposed ordinance adding chapter 1.20 to the Lassen County Code pertaining to an administrative citation program. The action requested is to receive the report and waive the second reading and adopt the ordinance. The above ordinance was introduced on February 18th. A staff report was provided at that time. And with that, unless there's specific questions regarding that staff report, I would entertain the questions you have.
No? Okay, so do I have a motion?
I make a motion to receive the report and waive the second reading.
Okay.
And adopt the
And
ordinance.
adopt the ordinance, I'm sorry.
And-
Repeat that.
Second.
Motion by Supervisor Bridges, seconded by Supervisor Ingram. Is there anybody from the public that would like to talk? Okay, any other discussion up here? Oh, yes,
Yeah. Oh.
all right.
Can we,
State your name for the
Andrea Traffican, I'm sorry.
That's okay, thank you.
Is there any way that we can, we as the public would like to hear it read? Can we ask for that?
You want the ordinance read?
Yes.
It's up to the board, the motion is to waive it, so.
It was online, wasn't it?
All right,
And published.
There's a hard copy.
I believe we gave you copies in February.
We'd just like to hear it read and have it go on record verbally. I'm just asking because I still disagree. So, but I would very much like to have it read. Where, you know, I feel that it's fair to ask to have it read. There's a lot of people that don't have access. And there's a lot of people that haven't even any knowledge that this has happened.
okay, thank you. And Galen, I do have it. So, this ordinance is to help you guys with the, what, Mr. Parker was, coming in and complaining, it'll help you guys have.
I'm not familiar with Mr. Parker's case, so I couldn't comment on it.
Potentially so. It's exigent circumstances could lead to a citation versus going through the abatement process, and so this is just another tool in the tool bag. Again, we had a good discussion last week about this, and as well as we have the support of the Sheriff's Department.
As I say, it helps the sheriff's department as well.
All right, that was one question. Is there anybody else?
One thing I'd like to add too is, you know, it's a win-win for both code enforcement and for the sheriff. It narrows the enforcement ability. It's not as steep, but it narrows it, means more than two blocks, like Lori said, to get the ball rolling, get things started. I think it's a good move.
All right. And have you guys read it? Would you like Galen to read it?
I don't need it
I read it
read.
the first time.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay. All right, then I'll move to have a vote. All those in favor?
It's a
We
roll
have a
call.
motion.
Roll call?
Was there?
Yes, there was a motion.
Yeah, it was Supervisor Bridges, made the
Seconded by
motion,
Ingram.
and Supervisor
Oh, that's
Ingram
right, okay.
seconded. And then I called for public comment,
Yep, and then,
and now we're ready to vote.
Okay. Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Bridges,
Yes.
Supervisor Alba,
Aye.
Supervisor Ingram,
Aye.
Supervisor Neely.
Yes. Okay, the motion passes. Okay, we're going to move on to H5, amendment to Title II Administration of Personnel of the Lassen County Code.
So, this is, again, to waive the second reading. You had a hearing and you looked at this. Amanda can speak probably better than I, wasn't my item, but this has the fair manager reporting to the CAO. And that's that change that the board decided that they wanted, and this represents the second reading, and that's all I have.
Okay. Did you have something?
No, I was saying, well said,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to waive the second reading and adopt the ordinance.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by Supervisor Bridges, seconded by Supervisor Scanlon. Anybody from the public would like to comment on that? Okay. Seeing none, we need a roll call vote on it.
Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Bridges,
Yes.
Supervisor Alba,
Aye.
Supervisor Ingram,
Aye.
Supervisor Neely.
Yes. Okay, motion passes. Okay, we're moving on to H6.
Good afternoon, Board Chairman, Board members. Before you use an item related to the courthouse renovation project, so we are doing an amendment with an agreement that's currently in place with Lionakis, the architect, that we've been utilizing for all three phases of the project. Back in January, there was an original agreement that was approved in the amount of $73,750 for architectural services. We're having some difficulties getting to a final completion on this project, so we've continued to need the services of the architect to continue going forward. This is requesting an additional $50,000. The term of the agreement is through the end of June 2025. The funding may stretch further than that. It just depends on exactly which services we're utilizing here in the next few months.
Is this the architect as opposed to the contractor?
Correct. This is the architect, Lionakis, yes.
Ryan Office has been really good to work with the whole time, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know, I've probably mentioned it before, this is a legacy project for them. The founder of their firm drew up the original drawings for the
I
courthouse.
remember you saying that,
So,
that's pretty
They're
impressive.
vested in the project as well
Right.
from that standpoint.
We need it.
This will keep coming back until the project's complete, basically.
Yes, and we don't have an exact scheduled expenditures for this funding right now. We're just putting it in place so that as we need to utilize it, we have their services available right now.
Yes.
Think this will cover it?
That is
I'll be optimistic.
Any
very
other questions?
difficult question to answer. But right now, we haven't been utilizing a ton of their services, kind of where we're at with trying to get the project completed. So it's kind of been more of our staff in-house doing a lot of work right now.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider authorizing the Director of Public Works to sign an amendment with Line Office for architectural and engineering services related to the Lassen County Historic Courthouse renovation project, tenant improvements in the amount of $123,750.
So your motion is to actually authorize that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay, motion made by Supervisor Bridges, seconded by Supervisor Arbaugh. Is there anybody from the public that would like to comment on this? Okay, I'll bring it back up here, and the only other thing is this going to be, in if we get a settlement?
will not be commenting on any of
right
that
now.
today.
Okay. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Pete.
Okay, we're gonna move on to H7, Cal Ames budget approval for probation.
I'm gonna assume that that's going to be me. Chief Renovation Officer Jennifer Branning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Madam Clerk. Today you have before you a budget request. I don't know if you have been keeping up on Cal Ames, like the sheriff and I have. These are Path Round 3 funding to help with building infrastructure for our correctional facilities in order to provide 90-day transition services for the justice-involved population in correctional facilities. So what that means is 90 days prior to somebody's release, we will be able to go in and start working on some planning with them to help increase their success in reentry. Being able to, their Medi-Cal will be active during that time, so we will be able to claim for the services that we're providing and for the case planning that we're doing and the transitional work. The Cal Ames Path 3 funding that you have before you is designed for the infrastructure needs that we are gonna have. Because we are always unique in Lassen County, I wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to still apply for this funding. We didn't know how much we were gonna get because our average daily population works into about 1.3 right now per year. But we still have to provide these services to any of our youth in our contracted facilities. So with this infrastructure funding, I felt that we would be able to improve our ability to utilize electronic records, electronic forms, so that it reduces the work on the officer and the counselors in making, sending forms back and forth, doing transportation memos, different things like that. So I worked with our consultant, Kevin O'Connell, and the rest of our Cal Ames leadership team to be able to apply for that funding. And we asked the state, well, why wouldn't we be able to get some money, because even though we don't have a juvenile hall. So we were able to be the leaders in the state on that project, and we've built our proposals and all of our work to be able to be used statewide, so other counties that don't have juvenile halls are able to just take out Lassen County and put in their county's name so that they can have some of the same opportunities that we have today. And what we are proposing to utilize some of this funding for is the building of some of the IT needs that we're gonna have, the building of the electronic forms. We are going to go to our next push in being a little bit more paperless. So we will probably now be about 85% paperless in our department with some of the work that this is going to do. We're gonna do a few changes within some of the offices, and we're gonna look at more electronic information sharing with the facilities that we do contract with. So this will also help to offset some of our salaries and benefits for some of our staff and their time that's been dedicated to Cal Ames.
Yes, Supervisor Alba.
Are you getting a royalty for doing this form, being the first in the state, and are people just gonna copy?
No, I just felt like why leave money on the table if we could get it? Why don't we get it, use it to our benefit, and then if other people can benefit from it, why not let them have it for the good of the order?
Well done, young lady.
We have copied of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you built a rapport with other counties, so I'm sure you guys should share and help each other, right?
You know, we do, but I've also been the president of our statewide association, and that really creates a lot of work and a lot of, kind of looking more broadly instead of just at your own county, what can be done by the whole entire state. And it also opens it up for information sharing, and you just do what's good and you just do what's right. And as now I'm a past president within our statewide organization, so that kind of responsibility is still there to just be able to do what's right for everybody. And what would make it easy, because we all know in rural counties we don't have that much time to be able to afford to projects like this, unless you do it while you're eating dinner like I do, and then share it. So there will come a day that I need to borrow something. And
And this is actually one of the programs where you actually have a benefit. I mean, because so many of the programs we see come through here, I mean, it's just a minimal amount for a much work and effort, but you get money's worth on this one, so that's good.
yes, and it's also gonna help us really expand our health and wellness services that we've been trying to build for mental health and behavioral health education and substance use education as well within our department.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
I would move that we ratify the creation of fund budget unit number 138-0556 and approve the appropriation amount of $1,004,521 and approve the revenues in the amount of $1,500,000.
I will second it.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody from the public would like to comment on this? Okay, I'm going back up here for a roll call vote.
Supervisor Scanlon,
Yes.
Supervisor Bridges,
Yes.
Supervisor Alba,
Aye.
Supervisor Ingram,
Aye.
Supervisor Neely.
Yes.
Thank you very much, I
Okay,
appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, under I is,
Yeah, that's just a correspondence.
Yeah, it's just correspondence,
I have
but,
a question on that. That's what I thought was on the consent calendar, but it's actually here.
so,
Yeah, it's just that it's just to let the public know that that correspondence was received.
Can I ask you a question on it? On the correspondence?
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. How come the city is putting out the notice of preparation for an EIR on county ground, but it hasn't been annexed yet? Why is the city doing that?
So annexation is part of the project. So the notice of preparation identifies that in the project report and explains that as a factor of a condition of approval, they'll have to annex. So it is the correct process. We can comment now on this notice if we wish to. There would be ultimately negotiations between the county and the city for tax share agreement, that kind of thing. We would be part of an agency that responds and comments.
But wouldn't we do that before the EIR goes out? I mean, I would think.
I don't know, I can't speak to what discussions the CAO's had with the city manager. I know that they've discussed this, but this is the procedure. They'll have to go through LAFCO as part of this whole project.
Has it been through that?
No,
No, this is just the notice of preparation, so it's.
so they wanna make the EIR and see where it goes.
I agree with Supervisor Alba. It seems like the cart's in front of the horse, but what do we know?
That was what, I thought that was already G11, that's why, my bad.
It's okay. Oh, I see, okay. Gotcha.
okay, so the rest is just correspondence.
Right, so we would go back into closed session now on matters that have previously been
Do we
announced.
have AJ though?
Yeah,
More than anything for us?
Oh,
Oh, I know, I have, no information for the board.
I got one question on IB, since Mr. Bill come all the way down here.
Good afternoon.
Hey, thank you. I know the racing subject's been a real hot topic, so is this basically information that the RFP is going out one more time, or what does that look like?
Bill Pyer, fair manager. I've reached out to county council, I know just got back, so I'm not, to get direction as far as what we need to do, whether we'll reissue another RFP, or if, since we've had 2 failed RFPs, can we negotiate a contract without a formal bid process, or what can we do at this point? So when I have that information, we'll move forward with it. Just want the public to know, I mean, I'm a race fan myself, and I wanna see it at the fair, but we have to have the right situation. We don't need a repeat of last year.
Gotcha, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, no problem.
I seen it on the agenda,
I
seen
came down
you,
here
I
just in
figured-
case there was a question to
Okay.
get the
Okay.
letter.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
And, so we're gonna, reconvene into closed session.
Correct.
Just in time.